Entrevisté a James Neihouse en la gran Expo Cine Video Televisión de la revista TelemundoCine. Ha realizado más de 40 películas en el formato Imax. Me dice Imax es la gran pantalla, por lo tanto es la gran experiencia, le encanta al público. En una sala IMAX el público siente la atmósfera en la butaca, todo lo que está sucediendo en pantalla. Neihouse adora el formato IMAX.
I've shot it, worked on probably 35 or 40 IMAX movies in my career, 3 of which were done here in Mexico. So that's some of my experience here in the country is through the IMAX motion pictures. But of late, I've been training astronauts to shoot films in space, and we've made a bunch of films about space and about the Earth from space. What IMAX is all about is experience. It's being totally immersed in the image, and it's the best simulator I think in the world for taking people to places they couldn't go or wouldn't go otherwise. It's like you're there watching an IMAX movie. It depends on what the film is, what the feeling you get from it. If you're flying over a mountain and you're dropping down the mountain, you can feel like you're flying. It's that real. We've had you see people lean and turn with an airplane as it banks and turns. We've had rocks go through a lens of a camera during a launch, and I've seen people take off their 3D glasses to see if their 3D glasses were broken. So that's how close the experience is to real life in IMAX. It's like being there. People I think like to feel immersed in the image and be part of the action and part of what's going on. So it really helps to involve them in the story that way. We planned for 18 months for one roll of film. So it's a lot of planning. It's a very expensive process for the film. It's about $6 a second to buy the film. So it's quite expensive. So you want to make sure that what you're shooting is IMAX worthy. Not everything is IMAX worthy because it can be just as impactful on a small screen. It's the big experiential things that work best on IMAX, and that's what you want to plan for. Our typical crew is about the same size as a 35mm crew. First assistant, second assistant, camera operator, DP, sound person, director, all the basic things you do on a 35 crew. It's just a bigger, louder camera that you have to deal with. So it takes a little longer to move it, takes a little longer for setups, takes a little longer for lighting because you're usually on big wide shots. So you want to plan for those extra things for that. When did I fall in love with IMAX? In 1974, when I saw my first film at the theater in San Diego. I knew it was something really special, and I really didn't understand what the format was. And within 2 years, I was able to work on my very first IMAX film, and it was then that I really fell in love with the format. It was when I got to work on the first one in 1976. And it's that beautiful image. It's large format to the max. It's the clarity and the beauty of the image and the whole immersive experience that you get from the theater. It's so different from anything that you see in a normal cinema theater.
The people leave